Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to be doing my Championship Game Week 13 predictions. And yes, I've already done this video already, but yeah, I sort of accidentally deleted it. So as you can see, we'll get into the League Simulator, which I already did in my old one. But yeah, we'll have a look at that and then look at the tables afterwards. But yeah, should we get on with the Super Bowl predictions? Championship Game Week 13. Let's get into it. With the first game being Bristol City versus my team, Coventry City. Coventry City just coming back off a 2-1 win, no, 1-0 win over Middlesbrough, should I say. And Bristol coming off a 2-1 loss to QPR. And you see Bristol have lost 3 in a row. And Cov have unbeaten in 3, which is nice to see. 2 draws and a win. We just came back off a win, which was massive, our first win of the season, and that puts us in a decent position not to get relegated. We're about 4 points off safety with 3 games in hand, so we're looking very strong. If we can get a win here over Bristol City, the preview will probably be coming out tomorrow because this video would have been uploaded already, and then I would have done the preview. But the preview will probably be coming out tomorrow around 5ish. So yes, Coventry City, we look alright. Just come back off that, of course, that 1-0 win, our first game of the season. We'll get into Middlesbrough's news because of their manager. But yes, Cov, we just came back off a win, which is massive. Played 6 points, and Bristol City sits 13th. With 14 points, but yeah, 3 losses in a row isn't great. For me, I honestly think Cov could get the 3 points here because we just came back off a win. We're unbeaten in 3 games. Bristol have lost the last 3 games. So for me, it's going to be a 2-1 Coventry City win. I just think that we have just enough quality against this Bristol City side, isn't it? This Bristol is no mugs. It is definitely no mugs. But we'll get all 3 points. We'll be strong. We'll be together, and yeah, all 3 points will be coming Coventry City's way. But yeah, should we move on to Luton Town versus Huddersfield Town? Huddersfield 23rd. Honestly, 3 losses in a row now. No, no. Actually, that's awful. Then they just lost 3-1 to Reading, but in their last 5, they've lost 4 and won 1. With Luton, though, 2 wins on the bounce. They're beaten in 3 with 2 wins and 1 draw, and that really puts their promotion hopes there. They sit ninth right now, 2 points off playoffs. So Luton looks strong. I think this is one of the easiest games in the league at the moment. You know, Huddersfield at home. Huddersfield just look poor. Their new manager was like, "Oh, I want to play attacking football. You need to play attacking football. You need a good attackers." And they have all right attackers, but they're not, excellent. For me, I'm gonna go Luton Town 2, Huddersfield nil, and yeah, Luton for me will just have enough, and there's just enough in the tank, just enough in the tank. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Moving on to Sheffield United versus QPR. Sheffield United sit top, and QPR sit fifth. So a very interesting game here. Sheffield United looking strong. They did just draw to Birmingham though. That could be crucial. Points dropped in the title race with Norwich. But yeah, Sheffield United don't look bad at all. They actually look very good. And one player who's really shone for me for Sheffield United is Ollie McBurney. I think that's 5 goals in 6 games, something like crazy like that. That is unbelievable stats. He 5 goals this season. Ollie McBurney, he sits joint fifth with a load of players. But yes, 5 goals in I think around 6 matches for Ollie McBurney. What a striker! And some fans were like, "Oh, he's so bad, he's so bad, he's so bad." No, he's not. He's Ollie McBurney is actually good, and the finish he got against Birmingham was a pure striker's finish. It was brilliant. He knew where the goal was, and he stroked it. Brilliant. And QPR getting a 2-1 away win over Bristol City, which is absolutely huge. A brilliant, brilliant win. 2 goals in 3 minutes pretty much wrapped up the game. There were some good goals as well, but this is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a real test for Sheffield United here. They're at home, so they have that home advantage. For me, I'm going to go Sheffield United 2, QPR 1. And Sheffield United get the biggest 3 points so far. I don't think they've played all too many tough teams. Who they played with Birmingham, Preston, Swansea, Hull, Reading, Luton, Blackburn, Sunderland, They played Watford. That's a tough game. I think Watford, there, Blackburn, and Luton are the real tough test. But now they've got Sheffield United, Stoke, Blackpool, Coventry, and Norwich. There's the next 5 games there. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially the Cov game. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So for me, Sheffield United get all 3 points. Moving on to Sunderland versus Blackpool, and Sunderland sit in 8th right now. Blackpool sit in 19th. Blackpool 3 losses on the bounce. Sunderland unbeaten in 3 with a win and 2 draws. So Sunderland are looking good. The 2 draws are against Preston and Watford, and they beat Reading 3-0. So, and before that was win, loss, win, loss, win, 2 draws. So, yeah, Sunderland aren't looking bad at all. 8th place, 2 points off playoffs, which is Blackburn. And Blackburn, QPR, and Burnley. Wow. But yes, it's going to be fascinating to see. I think Sunderland with the home advantage, they look a lot better, creative wise. They look better, attacking wise, defensively wise. They just look better than Blackpool. For me, it's going to be a 2-0 win, without question. Sunderland have really been a surprise package this season, and I'm very excited. Very excited to watch this. What the hell did I just do? Oh, hold on. I can't change it now. Oh, I'll do that with everyone. Locked. So yeah, for me, 2-0 Sunderland. Moving on to Cardiff City versus Blackburn. Cardiff sit 18th, so Blackburn sit 6th. Blackburn are triple the. But Blackburn sit on 18 points. Cardiff sit on 12. Honestly, loss, win, loss, win. So if you think about it, they should lose this game. But yeah, Cardiff just come off a 1-1 draw over Burnley. The draw, loss, win, loss, draw, loss in the last 7 games. Cardiff have played 11, won 3, drawn 3, lost 5. 12 points as well. And if they win here, they could push themselves up into 11th, but results have to go their way, of course. But yeah, Cardiff, it's going to be a tough fixture. Blackburn looks strong. Their win over Millwall was an absolute. That's one of the best wins ever because it's tough against Millwall. It's tough cookie to crack. For me, it's definitely a Blackburn win. I don't see anything else in a Blackburn win. 2-0 Blackburn. Blackburn will, look strong. They'll look together. They'll look, in it to win it. And yeah, for me, 2-0 Blackburn. Moving on to Reading versus Norwich. It's actually second v third. Who would have thought Reading would have been third at the moment? Won 7 games and lost 4. So they're one of the teams who have not drawn this season. And so Blackburn. They won 1, lost 1, lost 1-1. So now they would lose, and that would make sense in the pattern. For me, it's going to be tough because you can't underestimate this Reading side. They are literally sitting third. Reading win this game and Sheffield United lose. Reading will be joint first, and that's unbelievable to think about. Reading joint first going into 12 game weeks. It's teams 12 games because of the Queen. So. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see this game. I really want a shock. I want a shock on Tuesday, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I want a shock result. but no, there won't be a shock result. For me, it'd be a 3-1 Norwich win. You got Timu Pukki, the likes of that of Timu. He's got such a strong Norwich side there. Got Nunes, Pukki, Sargent, Cantwell haven't really seen Cantwell that much though. Unai Hernandez haven't really seen much. Tim Krul, Max Aarons. You've got a decent team there. I don't know about Prem, but they're one of the best teams in the Championship. So yeah, moving on to Burnley versus Stoke. It's 4th versus 17th. Stoke just got battered by Watford, 4-0. It was a dominant performance from Watford. Stoke just looked weak. To be fair, they didn't actually have 15 shots to Watford's 9. Watford was just clinical. Miley Sarr, Seema, Davis, Bayo as well. Like honestly, Watford just looked clinical. And Stoke didn't. It's between a good side and a decent side to a strong side is that just clinical edge. Which most teams in the Championship lack. That little clinical oomph about them, but Watford did just get relegated, so they have that Premier League experience. But yeah, talking about Stoke, Burnley just came off a 1-1 draw over Cardiff, and if they didn't draw so many games, Burnley have drawn 6 games. They should have beaten Blackpool, Cardiff. They should have beaten West Brom. They should have beaten, but looking into games like the 98th minute conceding against West Brom. So, yeah, if they could just turn a few draws into wins, which they're definitely capable of doing that. Burnley could be getting some big points here and really pushing up for the top 2. But for me, it'll be all 3 points here. No worries over Stoke. 2-0. A massive win. A massive win for Burnley. Burnley just look good now. Burnley look strong. They look together. And yes, it's looking good. Moving on to Hull City versus Wigan Athletic. Hull City, I think, has got a new manager. But yeah, it's not looking great for news. Let's see. Yeah, they've got a new manager in Carlos Carvalhals. I can't actually say that. He's a former Brighton ace and ex-Newcastle boss, surprise contenders. So yeah, ex-Newcastle boss, former Brighton ace as well. So yeah, you've got a new manager. They went off to a bad start over Luton, 2-0 down, 2-0 loss, but they had a really good effort at 1-0 down and it hit the crossbar, so that could have changed things. That's what 5 losses in a row now for Hull, sitting 20th on 11 points. 3 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses is looking pretty poor from a Hull City's perspective. And the last 5 they've lost, as I've said, so that's awful form. For me, and Wigan though sit 10th, 16 points. For me, it's got to be a 2-0 win for Wigan. Actually, I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1 Wigan. A strong performance. I think Wigan are just better than Hull. At the moment, anyway. It's unlucky for Hull because they were having such a good start to the season, and now, no, shocking start. Having a shocking start to the season now. So yeah, shocking comeback. So yeah, moving on to Middlesbrough versus Birmingham, and Middlesbrough have sacked Chris Wilder. He has gone. Sack manager with club in Championship bottom 3. They are in the bottom 3, and they have sacked Chris Wilder. And it's nice. It's nice to see Chris Wilder sacked after he lost to Coventry City, and Coventry City was his last game. It's not nice to see manager sacked. Chris Wilder is actually a good manager. He just got very unlucky this season. He got very unlucky last season not to get the Prem and then to the playoffs. So yeah, it's unlucky for Chris Wilder, but at the end of the day, it's always going to happen. Look at Middlesbrough's form; it's been shocking. They played 11, 5 losses and 4 draws, 2 wins all season. It's absolutely shocking. And yeah, I feel bad for Chris Wilder, but at the end of the day, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? It was always going to happen. Chris Wilder was always going to get sacked eventually. For me, I'm gonna go. The new manager bounce, get them a point, but yeah, nothing really else from that. But yeah, moving on to Rotherham versus Millwall. Rotherham sit 12th, Millwall sit 16th. 1 point separate these two sides. Millwall haven't had the best start to the season, and that's by any stretch of the imagination. They've had a poor start, a weak start. 16th right now, and he's shocking. 4 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses. It's not the worst, but 6 losses really stands out there. They go over a win, a loss, win, loss, win, loss, sort of form. So really, to think about it, they should be winning this game. For me, I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, 1-1 for me. Moving on to Watford versus Swansea. Watford just beating Stoke 4-0. Dominant performance from the Hornets. And yeah, Swansea look beaten. No, Stoke look beaten in the first minute. And being Watford better than Swansea. Swansea 11th, Watford 7th. Only two points separating these two sides. So Swansea aren't having a bad start to this season. For me, Watford win this, so 2-1. They have the home advantage. Their form is suggesting that as well. Oh, I've only locked any of these in. So yeah, 2-1 for me. Moving on to the last game. Alright, the Preston versus West Brom, 14th versus 15th, same points, literally one goal difference separating these two sides. So, no, it's West Brom, not Birmingham. Where did I get Birmingham from? It's West Brom. Honestly, West Brom are looking absolutely shocking. 21st. Goal difference is separating them from 3 goal differences separating West Brom from relegation zones. So they're looking poor. Preston sit 14th, 13 points. So West Brom, when they will catch up to Preston. For me, it's a 1-1 draw. I just don't see a win here. Both teams would love to draw. There's 14? Yeah, 14 draws in together. The draws combined 14 draws, both in 7. Yeah, it's not looking great, is it? But yeah, that wraps up my predictions. As you can see there, I'll highlight it. Coventry 2-1, Luton 2-0, Sheffield United 2-1, Sunderland 2-0, Blackburn 2-0, Norwich 3-1, Burnley 2-0, Wigan 2-1, Middlesbrough 1, Birmingham 1, Rotherham United 1, Millwall 1, Watford 2, Swansea 1, and Preston 1. West Brom 1. So that does wrap up my predictions. Should we move on to my game week 13? And this is what it was. It was Preston 2, Stoke 1, Rotherham 3, West Brom 1, Sheffield United 4, Swansea City 0, Middlesbrough 1, QPR 4, Reading 2, Norwich 1, Coventry City 1, Millwall 0, Birmingham 1, Hull 0, Blackburn 1, Burnley 1, Blackpool 1, Wigan 0, Sunderland 0, Watford 3, Bristol City 1, Cardiff City 0, and Huddersfield 1, Luton Town 3. So going into game week 14, the table looks like this. So Millwall, Huddersfield, and West Brom are all in the relegation zone. Birmingham 21st, Swansea 20th, Coventry 19th, 18th Middlesbrough, 17th Luton, 16th Hull, 15th Cardiff, 14th Stoke, 13th Rotherham, 12th Sunderland, 11th Wigan, 10th QPR, 9th Blackpool, 8th Norwich, 7th Burnley. Playoffs is 6th Bristol, 5th Reading, 4th Sheffield United, 3rd Blackburn, and automatics is Preston and Watford. So that does wrap up my video. That does wrap up the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Road to 150 subscribers is on, 16 away. Can we get there? But yeah, see you guys later.